Guillaume, Indian market is changing in many different ways, in some ways with the rest of the world, especially if you look at how car sharing companies have made an impact for mobility. How do you see the Indian market evolving in the next 5 to 10 years?
So I think from a macro point of view, I see a bright future for the automotive market. Just imagine today we have a bit less than 20 cars for 1,000 inhabitants in India. So it means that today, India with 20 cars for 1,000 inhabitants has got a huge potential of growth. We are the number 5 market in the world today. We are going to become in the next few years, maybe 3 years, the number 3 automotive market in the world, right after China and right after the US. So a bright future, the macroeconomics are good. People want to consume cars and want freedom and want mobility. And there is a potential because we don't have that many cars.
But there is also the view that a lot of people will not buy cars because they would prefer to go for the aggregator option.
Sure, and I think this is right. I think there is solutions for everybody. When you are in such a situation, it means that the market will grow, but the market will not grow only on one direction. You will still have people that actually want their own freedom. They want to possess their car, they want to have a car, and ownership is very important. And they want their own mobility, and they want 100% freedom. So we have those people that actually are going to select and buy their own cars. But still, you will have people that have, parking issues, that are affordability issues, and do not want to own their own cars. They will go for aggregators. And here again, the automotive industry anyway will have to sell to aggregators. And this is what we have started to do today. We work with various aggregators, be it Ola, be it Uber, be it U2. So we work with all those people, and we work at the same time with individuals and with companies as well. So I think the talent is going to be for the OEM and the manufacturers to be able to answer to all those categories of customers, including aggregators that have very specific needs because they use their cars 16 to 18 hours per day.
As a seller and producer of these mobility devices, if I can call that, where do you see the market changing in terms of what percentage would be owned by individuals and what percentage would be owned by aggregators? Do you have any figure to go with?
It's very difficult to answer to this question today. Everything will depend about many other factors, how those companies are going to inject actually cash to be able to buy their own fleet, because it cannot be based only on self-driving. I mean, those drivers that are actually partnering with Ola and Uber. So it depends on this. It depends on the infrastructure, because if we manage to develop and the cities manage to develop the infrastructure, actually people are going to say, okay, I can own my own car because I have clear infrastructure and I can park and I can drive easily. So everything will depend. But for sure, the weight of aggregators will keep on increasing within the next few years. All countries are looking at this. All countries have got relationship with those aggregators. All countries are making sure that we can answer with the right product to those aggregators. So there is a lot of discussions, ongoing discussion worldwide. Some manufacturers are financially partnering with those companies, as you know. So there is a lot of business models that are being tested today.
There is a lot of effort of the government in the last 2 years to focus on ease of doing business. How has that impacted Nissan, and how do you see it developing for you?
When we invested in India, we thought it was actually a full market, a closed market. I mean, it was a single market. But actually, very quickly, when you start to meet with the administration, with the ministers, you understand very quickly that actually you invested in a state and not in a country. So that's something that, and I was explaining that to various people over in headquarters, being in France or in Japan, and I was giving them the example for Europeans. It's like when you invest in Europe, actually you invest in a specific country. You invest in France, you invest in Italy, but it doesn't exist to invest in Europe. And I was surprised actually to see for India that you invest in Tamil Nadu, you invest in Maharashtra, in Gujarat, but actually the country itself is not so important. So I think I would like India to evolve into that direction. I would like to really feel that we invest in the federal state, in the country India. And I think what Mr. Modi is doing, especially through the GST, is really showing that direction, that India is becoming one single market. And for the ease of doing business, the ease of understanding, especially for the foreigners, who don't have that culture, that multi-culture of so many states, so many languages, different legislation, regulations everywhere, I think it will definitely ease the understanding, the reading of what's going on in India, and definitely will ease the business. And GST, once again, is probably the main key and the ignition of this new India and this new single India to promote business.
Final thought and question to you, Guillaume. You said 2% of the market share in India today. Where would you like your group in Nissan India with your three brands? I'm not including Renault in this, but Datsun, Nissan and Mitsubishi to be in the next 10 years.
Sure. I'm going to talk only about Nissan and Datsun, Nissan Corporation. I think the first step is to achieve 5% by 2020. And I think when I see the understanding that we have of the market, when I see the success of our Ready Go, when I see that today the second fastest growing brand in India, I think it's very much possible to start from 2% today and grow to 5% by 2020. To achieve that, we'll work on various things. The first thing is launch of new products. We love new products and we love newness in India, and we will deliver for our customers, be it on the Nissan front, on the Datsun front, in the next few years up to 2020 with a full new set of products. And we also are going to grow our network because India is a huge country and we need to make sure that we have network that is everywhere in the country and of a good quality. So we will develop those two aspects to make sure that we can first achieve our 5% market share in India by 2020. And then after, the dream is always the same figure, is the 10%, 2 digits.
Possibility of creating brands and products only for India?
When we work on Datsun, we have a lot India in mind with some other emerging countries and fast developing countries. So there is a lot of things that I would say the Indian mindness is in our brain, probably 80% when we are developing the future of Datsun. Once again, Datsun is going to be extremely local, made for us, and Nissan will stay completely global, international success brought in India.
Thank you so much, Guillaume, for talking to us, and our best wishes to you.
Thank you very much.